Hi, this is Chris Olney, PGID 0152488. Here to do the Expo demo of a pitch shot today. So start by describing what a pitch shot is. So a pitch shot is normally used when you're a certain distance away from the green, when it doesn't require a full length shot or full length swing. So basically what we're looking for with a pitch shot is to gain a bit more control rather than standing up and trying to hit it as far as we can. The anticipated ball flight for a pitch shot will tend to be slightly higher than usual, just because the clubs we're using are more lofted. So we want that ball coming down nice and softly for us when it lands on the green. In terms of club selection, it can vary from sort of a lob wedge all the way up to pitching wedge, depending on the type of shot we're faced with on the day. And each player will have their own preference in terms of club choice when it comes to performing a certain pitch shot. Okay, so we're going to start by talking about aim, a really important factor in determining where the ball starts and finishes in relation to the target. So what we want is the club face, so the leading edge of the club face pointing 90 degrees to the target, which will give us the best chance of producing a nice accurate pitch shot. If the club face is aligned too far to the left address, the ball's going to start left and finish left with the target. Vice versa, if it's pointing too far to the right address, that ball's going to go right and finish right. So it's really important we get that club face aligned square to our target. What we also want as well is we want the ball position in the club face, we want it positioned nicely in the centre of the club face there to allow us to produce a good centred strike. So we don't want to position it too far to the toe or the heel, because again that's going to affect the strike, and it's going to affect the overall outcome of the shot. So really important we get those little bits right. Next we're going to talk about grip or the hold. So what we want ideally is two knuckles showing on the left hand, and we want this little crease here in our thumb pointing a nice straight line up into our left shoulder. And with the right hand, again with that crease there, we want it pointing nicely up towards our right shoulder. Again, really important we get that right to begin with. If the grip is too strong, then it will cause the club to be closed or shut to the target, so they'll be pointing left, so the ball's likely to go left. And it's also, as you can see there, it's decreasing the dynamic loft on the club as well, so the ball's going to come out a little bit lower than normal. If the grip is too weak, the club face will be aligned to the right, so be open. Again, which will increase the dynamic loft we're producing on the club, and cause the ball to go right and finish right. Also affect the distance of the shot as well. So next we're going to talk about body alignment, which again is really important. Going back to aim, so we want everything. So the club face, our feet, shoulders, hips aligned square or parallel to that target there. So everything's nice and square. We don't want to be aiming too far to the left, which again will be open to our target, which will cause me to swing more out to in swing path. So we're cutting across the ball when the ball's likely to go left. If I'm aiming too far or aligned too far to the right address, this will encourage me to swing with a more in to out swing path, and the ball's going to start right and finish right. So again, it's really important we get that right to start with. So we're going to move on to ball position next. We're going to talk about again, really important. So what we want the ball positioned nicely in the middle of our stance. So we don't want to be too far, or the ball position too far back, so towards our right foot there. As you can see, I'm decreasing the dynamic loft on the club, and that will cause me to have a steeper angle of approach as well. If it's positioned too far forward, so off the left foot there, as you can see, it's increased the dynamic loft on that club, so the ball's going to go slightly higher. It will probably affect the strike, and it will mainly cause me to come in with a more shallower approach. So it's really important we get that balance right of delivering the club correctly. Lastly, we're going to talk about is stance and posture. So what we don't want is to be too hunched over at address or too upright. We want a nice athletic posture to allow us again to perform a nice pitch shot. What we're also looking for with our weight distribution is to have it nice and even. So we don't want to be favouring too much one side or too much that side. If I'm too much favouring my left side, then that's going to cause my angle approach to be steeper. Again, if I'm too much on my right side, that's going to cause the angle to be too shallow, and that's going to affect strike, distance, and overall outcome of the shot. So what we don't want as well with our stance is to be too far away from the ball, because I'm now positioning that ball out the toe of the club, so that's going to affect my strike. If I'm too close to the ball, that's now lining out of the heel. So again, that's going to affect the strike. So it's really important we get all these things right to allow us to have the best chance of producing a nice shot and getting it finishing near our target. So again, middle of the stance, my weight's evenly distributed. I'm not favouring one side or the other, and hopefully produce a good pitch shot. That's my Expo demo.